Observing the grinning Chen Xiao in the atmosphere startled Situ Gang. He was on the verge of hastily moving out to apologize. Nevertheless, he seemed to recollect something. The moment half of his body emerged from the water, he descended back into the lake. Situ Gang's current appearance was quite comical. After being submerged in water multiple times today, he couldn't help but feel a sense of apprehension. "Brother Chen, Situ Gang apologizes for my earlier impolite remarks. I truly deserved your response. However, allow me to elucidate. I was engaged in a duel with Xiao Chen. May I inquire why you intervened abruptly?" Situ Gang said with a respectful gesture, suppressing the anger in his eyes. This scene ignited a fervent gaze in Yu Zhijiang's and the other faction leaders' eyes, stirring an intense yearning in their hearts. This was a genuine successor. Whether justified or not, if he struck you, that was it. If you dared to protest and claim unfairness, he would persist. Even if he severely injured you, you couldn't utter a word. Although the genuine successors weren't as formidable as T. He was on the verge of hastily moving out to apologize. Nevertheless, he seemed to recollect something. The moment half of his body emerged from the water, he descended back into the lake. Situ Gang's current appearance was quite comical. After being submerged in water multiple times today, he couldn't help but feel a sense of apprehension. "Brother Chen, Situ Gang apologizes for my earlier impolite remarks. I truly deserved your response. However, allow me to elucidate. I was engaged in a duel with Xiao Chen. May I inquire why you intervened abruptly?" Situ Gang said with a respectful gesture, suppressing the anger in his eyes. This scene ignited a fervent gaze in Yu Zhijiang's and the other faction leaders' eyes, stirring an intense yearning in their hearts. This was a genuine successor. Whether justified or not, if he struck you, that was it. If you dared to protest and claim unfairness, he would persist. Even if he severely injured you, you couldn't utter a word. Although the genuine successors weren't as formidable as the martial sage elders, they were youthful. None of them were over 40 years old. Their talent ranked among the best. They would be the foundation of the Supreme Sky Sect in the future. Their status even surpassed that of the elders. The genuine successors held the same authority as the disciplinary elders when dealing with inner sect disciples. They even had the power to determine the fate of outer sect disciples. The resources they enjoyed exceeded those provided to the elders. This was the aspiration of Yu Zhijiang and the others, the reason they fought tirelessly. Situ Gang had only been in the Supreme Sky Sect for 2 months, yet he already understood the dread associated with the genuine successors. When he realized that the person who kicked him was Chen Xiao, his temper immediately subsided. Chen Xiao asked coldly, "Are all the practitioners from the battle realms as shameless as you?" Xiao Chen had just concluded a significant battle with Gui Wu, yet you exploited the situation and still label it as a duel? Situ Gang paled as he slowly emerged from the water. He glanced at Xiao Chen and stated, "Very well. In that case, I will await you for 2 months. Xiao Chen, we shall reconvene here to settle our dispute. Do you accept the challenge?" Xiao Chen replied indifferently, "Why wouldn't I? If you seek a confrontation, then so be it. I'll be here waiting for you 2 months from now." Initially, Situ Gang had intended to swiftly conclude this altercation to bolster his reputation. However, with such an unexpected turn, he felt immensely frustrated. After a contemptuous snort, he departed gradually. In the distance, Yu Zhijiang's expression soured. He remarked, "Let's depart. We must devise a strategy to handle this young troublemaker while he's still inexperienced. Nonetheless, he seems to have an unexpected connection with Chen Xiao. We must deliberate on this matter carefully upon our return." The other faction leaders sensed an imminent threat. Their expressions turned grim, a far cry from their initial relaxed demeanor. "Junior brother Xiao Chen, aren't you going to extend an invitation to me after I came to your aid?" Chen Xiao turned around and grinned at Xiao Chen after noticing that everyone had left. Xiao Chen pondered this, unsure of what to do. He had no affiliation with Chen Xiao whatsoever. He couldn't fathom why Chen Xiao had assisted him. Even if Chen Xiao hadn't intervened, Xiao Chen was confident he had a 60% chance of defeating Situ Gang. Although it would have necessitated revealing the Taiji Yin-Yang flame diagram and the return of the Azure Dragon. Chen Xiao discerned Xiao Chen's thoughts and offered, "No need to overthink. Someone tasked me with delivering these to you. Assisting you was merely a matter of convenience." Xiao Chen grew even more skeptical, but he set aside his doubts and invited Chen Xiao into his courtyard. Chen Xiao sipped the tea Xiao Chen brewed, then presented a jade bottle and a brocade box. He explained, "The brocade box contains a stalk of monarch bloodgrass, granting a hint of an ancient monarch's lineage to the cultivator who consumes it. The jade bottle holds half a drop of dragon marrow, infusing the cultivator's marrow and providing a tenth of a dragon bone's defense. Even with several tens of millions of superior-grade spirit stones, it's challenging to acquire these two items." Xiao Chen was deeply moved. "Are these for me? Indeed. These treasures are meant for you. Even I envy their quality," Chen Xiao admitted. Several tens of millions of superior-grade spirit stones were still a significant sum for true inheritors. Moreover, these items were priceless and difficult to obtain even with ample spirit stones. Xiao Chen found this sudden stroke of luck hard to believe. "Senior brother Chen, who sent them?" Chen Xiao shook his head. "I'm uncertain. My first senior sister instructed me to deliver them to you. She received them from an unknown source. However, she mentioned that the benefactor has considerable influence." The first senior sister Chen Xiao referred to was Shui Lingling, the top true inheritor of the Supreme Sky Sect and one of the Tianwu domain's 7 prominent figures. Despite the sect leader's mysterious identity, the Supreme Sky Sect's reputation also stemmed from Shui Lingling's strength and renown. Even after Chen Xiao departed, Xiao Chen couldn't identify his generous benefactor. He stored the items in his universe ring and murmured, "There's no need to dwell on it. These treasures are incredibly beneficial to me right now. With only a little over 1,000,000 superior-grade spirit stones left after paying rent, Xiao Chen calculated that spending this amount on medicinal pills for body tempering would only advance him to the middle phase of the firmament body tempering art's 6th layer. With the monarch blood grass and dragon marrow, he could resolve these concerns." Xiao Chen decided to contemplate his benefactor's identity later. He replenished his quintessence and hurried to the herb store where he once bought quintessence gathering pills. The store was quiet, lacking customers. The owner's spirits lifted upon seeing Xiao Chen, recognizing him as the customer who had previously bought 2 quintessence gathering pills. Impressed by Xiao Chen's progress, the owner greeted him warmly. "It's been some time. Congratulations on your cultivation progress." The owner noticed Xiao Chen's improvement from the last visit. Xiao Chen calmly requested, "Please bring out all the medicinal pills and natural treasures we discussed previously." The owner was astonished. These items amounted to 700,000 or 800,000 superior-grade spirit stones, a hefty sum. He wondered where Xiao Chen acquired such wealth. "What's the issue? Are they all gone?" Xiao Chen's brow furrowed slightly as he noticed the owner's lack of movement. In response, the owner approached with a beaming smile. He exclaimed, "Impossible. Hurry, bring out all the medicinal pills and natural treasures for body tempering for this young hero." Soon, the counter was adorned with numerous options. Xiao Chen perused them casually and instructed, "Exclude any medicinal pills that don't impact vital qi capable of 500 tons of force." The owner was even more surprised. This Xiao Chen seemed quite youthful, likely only 21 or 22. While it wasn't uncommon for him to be an inferior-grade martial monarch in the Tianwu domain, achieving 500 tons of force with vital qi simultaneously was astonishing. After removing some lower-quality options, Xiao Chen carefully selected a bottle of spirit freezing pills. Body tempering was akin to forging iron in intense flames, a painful process few were willing to endure. The spirit freezing pill, unique to the Kunlun realm, alleviated this pain effectively, albeit at a high cost. Next, Xiao Chen chose dragon jelly ointment, known for its potency in enhancing body tempering. He also opted for a blood refinement pill, similar to monarch bloodgrass but with different effects. Finally, Xiao Chen selected a yellow spirit flower, which offered effects similar to the half-drop of dragon marrow. However, as the latter was extracted from the bones of an ancient dragon, they were on entirely different levels. The owner happily tallied up the costs and informed Xiao Chen, "Altogether, they amount to 1,600,000 superior-grade spirit stones. However, as you're a Supreme Sky Sect Inner Sect disciple, you only need to pay half, just like with the Quintessence Gathering pills. Xiao Chen stowed away his purchases and then retrieved 800,000 superior-grade spirit stones. With some spirit stones remaining, he wasn't in a hurry to leave. "Owner, do you know where I can purchase immortal spirit rings in the city and their approximate costs?" The owner mumbled, "You can definitely find immortal spirit rings at the auction, but they're quite pricey there. Alternatively, you could try the miscellaneous goods street in the western city. They even sell unknown treasures discovered in remnants. As for the prices, inner sect disciples don't receive discounts on such items. A pricey one could set you back several million superior-grade spirit stones, while cheaper ones might go for several 10,000. The more expensive the immortal spirit ring, the larger its capacity, but also the greater its consumption." Xiao Chen released a soft exhale of surprise. He remarked, "Immortal spirit rings have consumption?" The owner stroked his beard and grinned. "Indeed. Otherwise, where would the energy to form a small realm come from? Only the immortal spirit rings from the immortal epic can cycle their energies to some extent. All current immortal spirit rings require spirit stones for maintenance." Xiao Chen contemplated and asked, "Can I use medial-grade spirit stones?" He still possessed several million medial-grade spirit stones, with no immediate use for them. If they could be used for an immortal spirit ring, it would prevent their wastage. "You can. The effects are identical. It's just a matter of energy quantity." Satisfied with the response, Xiao Chen expressed his gratitude with a cupped fist salute and prepared to depart. However, the owner suddenly halted him. "Wait a moment, little brother. I happen to have an immortal spirit ring with me. Once, an inner sect disciple lacking spirit stones used it as payment. Its energy has drained away, but the interior space remains substantial, spanning over 6,000 hectares." Xiao Chen regarded the owner with suspicion before accepting the ring offered. Upon inspection, he infused his spiritual sense into it. Within the darkness, aside from faint specks of light, nothing was visible. Frowning, Xiao Chen discerned the ring's defectiveness. However, Ao Zhao interjected into his thoughts, advising him to wait before returning it. Intrigued, Xiao Chen observed Ao Zhao manifest within the ring's darkness. "This ring carries a heavy aura of the immortal epic. Try investing your medial-grade spirit stones," she suggested. Without hesitation, Xiao Chen deposited 1,000,000 medial-grade spirit stones, witnessing a radiant rain shower within the darkness. Yet, the space remained obscure. Encouraged by Ao Zhao's instruction, he added 2,000,000 more stones, yielding no change. Despite infusing 3,000,000 additional stones, the darkness persisted. Ao Zhao urged him to continue, prompting Xiao Chen's internal conflict. Reluctant to deplete his medial-grade spirit stones, he pondered their value. Nonetheless, Ao Zhao insisted on their expenditure, cautioning against delay to avoid waste. Feeling utterly helpless, Xiao Chen emptied the last of his medial-grade spirit stones into the ring, exhausting them all. Drip, drip, spiritual rain cascaded once more. Initially, there was no change, but just as he was about to lose hope, the pitch-black space began to brighten. Eventually, the darkness dissipated, revealing a small sun suspended high in the sky. A realm materialized within, featuring mountains, rivers, and vast plains teeming with life. The space was immense, spanning at least 60,000 hectares. Ao Zhao chuckled and remarked, "You've stumbled upon a treasure, you silly fool. This is a genuine immortal spirit ring from the immortal epic. I encountered one in the past while adventuring with Sang Mu. It required substantial amounts of spirit stones within a short time frame before we could unlock it." While Xiao Chen rejoiced inwardly, he maintained his composure outwardly. Without a word, he returned the ring to the owner, then turned away. "Little brother, wait a moment. This immortal spirit ring is merely depleted of energy. It just needs more spirit stones," the owner insisted, refusing to release Xiao Chen. Rolling his eyes at the owner, Xiao Chen retorted, "Do you take me for a fool? This immortal spirit ring is clearly damaged beyond use." Undeterred, the owner proposed, "Regardless of its condition, it can be repaired. Tell you what, I'll sell it to you cheap, 100,000 superior-grade spirit stones." Observing Xiao Chen's unchanging expression, The owner lowered his offer to 80,000, then 50,000, and finally 30,000. Xiao Chen countered, "I'll purchase another bottle of spirit freezing pills, and you can throw in this immortal spirit ring for free. What do you say?" The owner swiftly calculated the profit margin on the pills and deemed the damaged ring worthless. With a forced smile, he agreed to the deal. Xiao Chen paid 150 superior-grade spirit stones, obtained the ring and pills, and left the shop, masking his emotions. Later, a curious onlooker questioned the owner about the apparent giveaway. Laughing, the owner confessed, "You don't understand. I was merely boasting. That group at the miscellaneous goods street duped me into buying that trinket. I acquired it for 10,000 superior-grade spirit stones and squandered 5 million medial-grade spirit stones trying to unlock its potential. Selling it off to that stubborn fool was the best outcome." After departing from the shop, Xiao Chen wandered for quite some time before his expression erupted into unbridled joy. He slipped the immortal spirit ring onto his finger, eyes gleaming with happiness. Upon reaching his courtyard, he couldn't contain his excitement. The store owner had indeed gifted him an immortal spirit ring spanning over 60,000 hectares of space. After some contemplation, Xiao Chen retrieved the large clump of dirt containing the netherworld flower, materializing it in midair. Though nearly 3 months had passed since it received spiritual energy, the plant had visibly withered, yet its white flame still flickered, indicating vitality. Pointing the immortal spirit ring at the soil, Xiao Chen felt a powerful suction draw it in. Upon injecting his spiritual sense into the ring, he found he could easily manipulate the clump within the ring's realm. However, the vast expanse inside the ring left him feeling overwhelmed. He didn't know where to place the plant. Ao Jiao floated over, suggesting they position the netherworld flower at the origin of the spirit vein, where it would thrive. Perplexed, Xiao Chen asked about the spirit vein's presence, having not sensed it before. Ao Jiao explained it was a rank 1 spirit vein of the lowest grade, and Xiao Chen could introduce higher ranked ones in the future to cultivate his private spirit herb garden. Following Ao Jiao's guidance, Xiao Chen guided the netherworld flower to a small, exquisite herb garden. At Ao Jiao's prompting, he created a hole in the ground, revealing a ball of light emanating spiritual energy. As Xiao Chen nestled the clump of dirt containing the netherworld flower into the hole, it instantly perked up under the nourishment. Seeing this, Xiao Chen rejoiced inwardly. The netherworld flame within the flower was a high-quality yin-attributed flame. Once consumed by the lunar true flame, it would significantly bolster its power and consequently enhance the might of the Taiji yin-yang flame diagram. Maintaining a balance between yin and yang had always been a challenge for Xiao Chen, constraining the full potential of his abilities. However, with the netherworld flame's addition, he envisioned unlocking greater strength within the Taiji yin-yang flame diagram, a trump card unmatched in this world. Ao Jiao grinned and lazily stretched, remarking, "Moving forward, I'll remain here to assist you with the netherworld flower. I can expedite its maturation by several months." Xiao Chen smiled softly. "You're capable of this too?" Still smiling, Ao Jiao responded, "Of course. Previously, I oversaw the Thunder Emperor's immortal spirit ring. Each martial emperor possessed their own immortal spirit ring, gathering spirit veins and herbs for their personal gardens. Obtaining an immortal spirit ring from the immortal epic was no easy feat. Even peak martial sages might envy your advantage, placing you ahead of many." Xiao Chen smiled without comment. Ao Jiao's insights were informative, but his current strength was inadequate for acquiring a spirit vein, not even a rank 1. Those martial sages could effortlessly dispatch him. With Ao Jiao managing the immortal spirit ring, he no longer fretted over the netherworld flower. He withdrew his spiritual sense from the ring and prepared to practice the firmament body tempering art. He filled a large tub with water and added dragon jelly ointment, causing the water to seethe and emit a medicinal fragrance. Observing closely, he ceased adding ointment when satisfied. 2 more doses remained, costing him 100,000 superior-grade spirit stones. Xiao Chen undressed, muttering, "After investing so many spirit stones in dragon jelly ointment, I hope it proves effective." With a spirit freezing pill in his mouth, he entered the tub, cross-legged. The medicinal liquid permeated his body through his pores, warming him and enhancing his physical strength. The quintessence in his dantian halted, leaving him in silence. He circulated only his vital qi, spreading the medicinal energy throughout his body. As he did so, an agonizing pain akin to the tempering of iron gripped him, pounding his bones, marrow, blood, skin, and muscles. When Xiao Chen embarked on cultivating the fifth layer of the firmament body tempering art, he faced a similar ordeal, though not as intense as this time. Moreover, as the medicinal energy diffused, the pain seemed to amplify. Xiao Chen refrained from hastily resorting to the spirit-freezing pill. Instead, he leaned on his unwavering willpower, enduring the agony of the tempering process. The night passed swiftly, and dawn brought illumination to the sky. Amidst the sun's rising and setting, Xiao Chen lost all sense of time. With the assistance of the firmament body tempering art and the dragon jelly ointment, his physical form grew exponentially stronger. The pain resembled maggots gnawing at his core, persistently testing his resolve. As long as Xiao Chen persisted in circulating the firmament body tempering art, the pain would relentlessly assail him as his strength burgeoned. If he ceased cultivation, the pain would subside. In this moment, a cultivator's fortitude and mindset were paramount. One might withstand solitude, resist temptation, possess remarkable talent, physique, and comprehension. One might show no mercy to adversaries. However, without the resolve to endure self-inflicted pain repeatedly, one could not attain peak expertise, nor rise above the masses. Endure, endure, endure. Xiao Chen's inner voice roared, resolute in his determination. The firmament body tempering art continued to cycle incessantly. Only when the pain surpassed his threshold, nearly causing him to lose consciousness, did he crush the spirit-freezing pill with his teeth and ingest it. Instantly, a bone-chilling sensation assuaged the searing heat within him, alleviating the pain that surpassed his limits. Although the spirit-freezing pill couldn't entirely abolish the pain, it offered relief, allowing him to maintain consciousness, and astute utilization. Knowing the fleeting nature of the spirit-freezing pill's effects, Xiao Chen maximized his time for cultivation, preparing to surpass his limits in one fell swoop. With each transcendence, he achieved incremental breakthroughs in the firmament body tempering art. Soon after, the spirit-freezing pill's effects waned. Xiao Chen ceased cultivation immediately, as the pain threatened to overwhelm him. Persisting further would only squander time. As Xiao Chen rose from the tub, water splashed around him. Casually wiping away the medicinal residue, he felt a surge of vital qi as he clenched his fists. The bones in his body crackled, and formless energy surged uncontrollably, causing a violent disturbance in the room. But the transformation didn't end there. An acupoint on the sole of Xiao Chen's right foot burst open, emitting azure-colored dragon qi and infusing tremendous explosive power into his right leg. Joy illuminated Xiao Chen's face as he exclaimed, "I've attained small perfection in the sixth layer of the firmament body tempering art. My vital qi has grown by 50 tons of force, and I've opened another acupoint. My defensive capabilities are likely more than 20% stronger than before." He turned his gaze towards the tub, noting that the dragon jelly ointment had been nearly depleted. With a simple gesture, he emptied the tub and refilled it with fresh water. "I still have 2 more uses of the dragon jelly ointment, 2 more opportunities. Additionally, there's the blood refinement pill and the yellow spirit flower. I should be able to advance to the late phase of the 6th layer, and then reach its peak," Xiao Chen muttered to himself before immersing in the tub to resume cultivation. 10 days later, Xiao Chen had exhausted all his spirit freezing pills, dragon jelly ointment, blood refinement pill, and yellow spirit flower. As anticipated, the firmament body tempering art reached the late phase of the 6th layer, bolstering his vital qi by 100 tons of force. Now capable of wielding 650 tons of force without quintessence, Xiao Chen felt prepared to confront Situ Gang without relying on quintessence, unlike their previous encounter. In addition to unlocking acupoints on his right leg, he also opened 2 on his left. Intending to maintain balance, he planned to open acupoints on both legs simultaneously, ensuring uniformity in explosive power and flexibility in combat. Exiting the cultivation room, Xiao Chen stepped into the spacious yard, carefully retrieving the half-drop of dragon marrow and the monarch blood grass. These treasures, worth entire cities, still seemed surreal to him. Yet, they held the potential to significantly enhance his strength. Regarding other matters, dwelling on them served no purpose. Thus, Xiao Chen dismissed them from his mind. The monarch bloodgrass, with its golden hue and scarlet line, appeared deceptively ordinary. However, Xiao Chen's keen spiritual sense discerned the lingering power of ancient sovereigns within. Though faint, the palpable pressure it emitted attested to its illustrious past. Nuan Muyin had unearthed the monarch bloodgrass amidst peril in the savage battlefield. Legend had it that in the ancient era, a colossal battle erupted where ancient sovereigns clashed with various races, including the fiend race, beast races, half-fiends, half-demons, and even the divine race, all vying for human dominance. This cataclysmic conflict, which witnessed the extinction of 8 suns, ultimately bestowed upon humanity the resource-rich Tianwu domain in the vast Kunlun realm, securing their sovereignty. The cultivators known as emperors once reigned as world overlords, blessed with immense luck. Yet, many perished in the epic battle. Originally, the monarch bloodgrass was the humble golden bloodgrass, a common herb. However, it absorbed the blood of ancient emperors in the savage battlefield, transforming into the revered monarch bloodgrass seen today. Seated cross-legged, Xiao Chen employed his purple flame to refine the monarch bloodgrass into a liquid, which he consumed in one gulp. Swiftly circulating his quintessence, he accelerated his blood flow. Kai, Kai. As the monarch blood grass infused his body, impurities seeped out through his pores, dissipating into azure smoke. Simultaneously, Xiao Chen's aura underwent a gradual transformation. Waves of tyrannical qi emanated, stirring up winds that rustled countless leaves in the yard. The sky churned with mysterious phenomena, evoking the presence of a sovereign. After an hour, Xiao Chen fully assimilated the strand of sovereign bloodline within the monarch bloodgrass. Opening his eyes, he revealed a gaze sharp as treasured sabers. A boundless aura emanated, causing trees to tremble and lush grass to bow in submission. With a slight movement, Xiao Chen rose to his feet. His intensified aura shattered trees, while the once bent grass sprang into the air before falling to pieces. With a mere thought, he suppressed his aura, halting the raging winds and settling the shredded grass. Though momentarily subdued, the kingly aura within him remained poised to surge forth at his command. The ancient sovereign's bloodline is truly formidable. Now, even the aura of a martial sage holds no fear for me, Xiao Chen reflected, observing the chaos he had wrought. Realizing the potency of just a trace of the ancient bloodline, Xiao Chen pondered the unfathomable might of the ancient sovereigns. Collecting his thoughts, he retrieved the half-drop of dragon marrow, its value rivaling that of the monarch blood grass. In the current era devoid of true dragons, remnants of their skeletons from the immortal epic lay hidden in perilous locales. Wang Meng, one of Tianwu Domain's 7 giants, had acquired this dragon marrow from an underground dragon grave after enduring countless dangers. Unwilling to use it himself, he unwittingly bestowed its benefits upon Xiao Chen. The dragon marrow possessed the remarkable ability to penetrate even the toughest bones of cultivators, restructuring marrow and fortifying bones to a degree several times more effective than ordinary spirit herbs or medicinal pills. Refining the half-drop of dragon marrow took Xiao Chen considerably longer than the monarch bloodgrass, spanning half a day. Upon complete absorption, his skeletal structure underwent significant enhancement, boosting his physical defense by at least 20%. While he appreciated the strengthening of his aura, he found satisfaction in this tangible, objective improvement. Disappointed by the limited quantity, Xiao Chen resolved to acquire more dragon marrow and monarch bloodgrass in the future, envisioning greater transformations as he grew stronger. The monarch bloodgrass fortified his blood vessels, enabling him to withstand the pressure of martial sages, while the dragon marrow bolstered his physical defense, evoking a transformative effect akin to rebirth. These benefits transcended mere monetary value, impossible to quantify in terms of spirit stones. After utilizing the natural treasures and medicinal pills, Xiao Chen devoted the night to cultivating the firmament body tempering art. By dawn, he had elevated it to the peak of the 6th layer, augmenting his vital qi by another 50 tons of force, culminating a half-month of seclusion. As sunlight filled his room, Xiao Chen checked the hourglass, realizing it was the beginning of a new month. It's time to undertake a mission. This time, I must reach the top of the contribution ranking, he declared softly, exuding unwavering self-confidence. Within the inner sect, Xiao Chen harbored no fear. Claiming the top spot on the contribution ranking promised a substantial reward, 500,000 superior-grade spirit stones, along with 100 inferior-grade spirit-gathering pearls and 10 medial-grade spirit-gathering pearls. While superior-grade spirit stones and inferior-grade spirit-gathering pearls were attainable through diligence, the rarity of medial-grade spirit-gathering pearls rendered them invaluable. With the Purple Thunder divine incantation in his possession, Xiao Chen foresaw the necessity of medial-grade spirit-gathering pearls for his breakthrough to medial-grade martial monarch. Such pearls were irreplaceable, even with ample funds. Thus, he was determined to earn them through his efforts. Xiao Chen briskly departed from his courtyard and hastened to the mission hall, finding it sparsely populated at the month's outset. Abiding by an unspoken rule, regular inner sect disciples deferred missions to the wealthy and influential until after the 10th day of the month. Given Xiao Chen's recent feats, defeating Gui Wu and engaging Situ Gang without disadvantage, his prowess had garnered recognition. Upon his arrival, the expressions of inner sect disciples barely flickered before returning to composure. I seek missions targeting loose cultivators, with a contribution points tally exceeding 2,000. Xiao Chen informed the black-robed administrator, specifying his requirements. His statement elicited astonishment among the onlookers. Missions with over 2,000 contribution points were notoriously challenging, typically monopolized by the 5 faction leaders and Yun Feiyu. Other disciples could only claim them when these giants were preoccupied or uninterested. Otherwise, snatching such missions incurred the wrath of these giants. Unfazed by these unwritten rules, the administrator adhered to his duty, presenting a stack of suitable mission sheets. Only true inheritors may accept missions rewarding 3,000 contribution points or more. The rest are here, he explained. After scrutinizing the options, Xiao Chen made his selections, discarding overly time-consuming tasks. I'll take these, he declared, seizing 10 missions. Xiao Chen, are you courting death? How dare you poach our missions? A thunderous roar erupted from outside the hall, emanating from Yu Zhijiang, the strongest faction leader. Alerted to Xiao Chen's actions, he and his cohorts rushed to the scene. Lan Feiken, visibly incensed, charged forward in a bid to seize the mission sheets from Xiao Chen's grasp, heedless of any restraint. In response, Xiao Chen calmly held the sheets behind his back and channeled vital qi into his right hand before thrusting forward. Bang! His palm connected with Lan Feiken's shoulder, unleashing a powerful force that sent the off-balance Lan Feiken hurtling backward, colliding with inner sect disciples in his path. Witnessing this spectacle, the bystanders were dumbfounded, their minds reeling. Xiao Chen's ability to casually repel Lan Feiken, a leader among the inner sect's 5 factions, stunned them. Even the faction leaders outside the hall were taken aback. While Lan Feiken's lapse in vigilance was apparent, they had not anticipated Xiao Chen's brazen defiance in such a public setting. Bang! By the time Lan Feiken reacted, he had already been propelled back 100 meters, attempting to halt his momentum with a skidding motion, emitting sharp, chi-chi sounds. Though the push lacked any offensive intent, Lan Feiken found himself looking ineffectual. Frustration simmered within him. How could a newcomer dare to humiliate him, a respected figure among the inner sect? Very good, Xiao Chen. Unexpectedly, you dare to push me. Before Lan Feiken could finish, a figure darted before him, a leg slicing through the air with a powerful gust. Caught off guard by Xiao Chen's audacity, Lan Feiken steeled himself, preparing to retaliate. However, he underestimated Xiao Chen's speed and technique. With no quintessence to bolster his kick, Xiao Chen preempted Lan Feiken's preparations. Realizing he had left himself vulnerable, Lan Faiken hastily shifted his quintessence to his right hand, intending to block. Yet, before he could react, Xiao Chen's foot struck his left shoulder with tremendous force, catching him off balance. Pa! Lan Faiken was knocked to the ground in an instant, leaving the bystanders incredulous at the swift turn of events. Xiao Chen's kick, seemingly destined to be blocked, caught Lan Faiken off guard, sending him crashing to the ground. As Lan Faiken lay on the ground, blood seeping from his mouth, he trembled with fury. This audacity was unprecedented among inner sect disciples. However, before he could articulate his rage, Xiao Chen intervened, spinning midair and delivering another decisive kick, sending Lan Faiken sprawling back with a chi-chi sound. Xiao Chen's kick not only sent Lan Faiken tumbling but also propelled him 100 meters backward, crashing into the doorsill and eliciting a spurt of blood from his lips. "How dare you kick me again? I'll kill you." Lan Faiken, now thoroughly exasperated, charged at Xiao Chen with a surge of quintessence pulsating through his body. Meanwhile, Yu Zhijiang and the others outside the door reacted with cold snorts, joining the fray with a powerful gust. Seeing the situation escalate, the black-robed administrator intervened with a furious shout, "Stop! This is the mission hall. If you have personal grudges, settle them elsewhere." His palm strike dispersed the oncoming attackers, sending them crashing backward with dull thuds. Reluctantly, Lan Faiken regulated his aura and protested to the administrator, "Lord Administrator, please observe closely. We aren't the instigators here. This brat attacked first." The administrator responded sternly, "I witnessed everything clearly. You initiated the altercation by attempting to snatch the mission sheets. Xiao Chen retaliated without using quintessence, merely pushing you back." Refusing to back down, Lan Faiken argued, "That's not accurate. I never made a move. He instigated everything." "How absurd," the administrator retorted. "It's not that you refrained from attacking, you simply didn't have the chance. Don't try to justify your actions. Cultivators settling disputes should be above petty squabbles. You were overpowered and now seek to save face. It's pitiful." Others in the hall nodded in agreement. Lan Faiken's arrogance had blinded him, thinking his reputation alone would deter Xiao Chen. Even after being bested multiple times, he clung to the illusion of superiority. If he had displayed his true strength initially, he wouldn't have faced such humiliation. Do you truly believe your status grants you immunity? Resolve your grievances outside, or abide by the rules within. Capability, not prestige, dictates access to missions, the administrator admonished, leaving Lan Faiken humiliated and seething with rage. As Lan Faiken stormed out, Xiao Chen remained unfazed. Offending these individuals was inevitable if he aimed for the top rank. He had no intention of yielding to their intimidation tactics. After thanking the administrator, he received a candid response, "You possess the means to handle such situations. The inner sect needs more like you. Diversity strengthens us." With a nod of gratitude, Xiao Chen departed, unperturbed by the confrontation. Xiao Chen wasn't surprised that the black-robed administrator could approximately discern his underlying intentions. Regarding the administrator's final remark, he didn't pay much attention to it. He bid a casual farewell and readied himself to depart. "Wait a moment," the administrator interjected. "Relying solely on the missions you've undertaken, it would be quite challenging for you to surpass Yun Feiyu. I have a mission worth 3,000 contribution points for you. Are you willing to accept it?" Xiao Chen paused, momentarily taken aback. "Didn't you mention that missions valued at 3,000 points and above are typically reserved for genuine heirs?" he inquired. The black-robed administrator responded nonchalantly, "There are always exceptions. In the past, Yun Feiyu was one such exception. Today, you are another. Take a look at the mission details. Whether you choose to accept it or not is entirely up to you. I won't interfere." Upon perusing the mission sheet, Xiao Chen couldn't help but furrow his brows. While the difficulty and risks were considerable, the rewards and contribution points were equally remarkable. "Very well. I accept this mission," declared Xiao Chen decisively. He had always been resolute in his aspirations and wasted no time in making his choice. A glint flickered in the black-robed administrator's eyes as he offered a faint smile, seemingly anticipating this outcome all along. As Xiao Chen turned to leave, the other inner sect disciples in the mission hall quickly made way for him, creating a clear path. Throughout the entire encounter, Xiao Chen refrained from uttering a single word. Instead, he let his actions speak for themselves, showcasing his determination by swiftly handling Lan Feiken. Despite Lan Feiken's momentary lapse in judgment, Xiao Chen's audacity left an indelible impression. Typically, the mere presence of the 5 faction leaders was enough to instill fear, prompting disciples to obediently relinquish their spirit-gathering pearls. Xiao Chen certainly made a name for himself, but he's made enemies of the 5 big factions. He won't have it easy from now on. He's already crossed Situ Gang and Gui Wu, and now he's offended these 5. Xiao Chen seems fearless. Once Xiao Chen had left the mission hall, whispers broke out among those inside. As Xiao Chen walked away from the hall, he noticed Yu Zhijiang and the other faction leaders lingering outside. He hesitated briefly before deciding to continue on his way. Lan Feiken's eyes blazed with fury as he watched Xiao Chen depart. "Senior brother Yu, are we just going to let him go like this? It's clear he's aiming for the top spot on the contribution ranking, trying to surpass us," Lan Feiken seethed. The other 3 faction leaders nodded in agreement with Lan Feiken's sentiments, all turning their attention to Yu Zhijiang. Yu Zhijiang responded calmly, "Even if we stop him from leaving, what can we do? We're still in the inner sect, we can't make overt moves. At most, we can cause him some trouble, but that won't achieve much. So, what's the plan? We can't just watch him rise without doing anything," Lan Feiken urged anxiously. A cold glint flashed in Yu Zhijiang's eyes as he smirked. "Of course not. For the next month, none of us will accept missions. Hand over your inferior grade spirit-gathering pearls to me, and I'll exchange them for medial grade ones. We'll all focus on closed-door cultivation for a month, aiming to reach peak medial grade martial monarch. When Xiao Chen returns, we'll hit him hard, taking away all the evidence of his completed missions." With a wicked grin, Yu Zhijiang continued, "I can't wait to see the look on his face when he's punished for failing all those 2,000 contribution point missions." The other 4 faction leaders' eyes gleamed with excitement, impressed by the plan. By executing this scheme, they wouldn't have to resort to killing Xiao Chen and tarnishing their reputations within the sect. Instead, they could deal him a devastating blow. The consequences of failing high-reward missions in the sect were severe. However, Feng Wang raised a concern. "Senior brother Yu, how will you exchange our inferior grade spirit-gathering pearls for medial grade ones? We don't want to suffer losses." At their cultivation level, inferior grade spirit-gathering pearls were no longer useful for minor breakthroughs, only medial grade ones could suffice. Despite hoarding many inferior grade pearls, they lacked a means to exchange them for the higher grade. Hence, the idea of using their inferior grade spirit-gathering pearls to exchange for medial grade spirit-gathering pearls seemed dubious to the others. They were concerned about potential losses from an unfavorable exchange rate. Yu Zhijiang reassured them with a smile, "There's no need to fret. The exchange rates are fair. I've cultivated a friendship with one of the true inheritors, Senior Brother Hua. We can procure the medial grade spirit-gathering pearls from him." The assurance of having Senior Brother Hua's support alleviated their doubts, making the plan seem more plausible. With their bottlenecks broken, they eagerly anticipated dealing Xiao Chen a severe blow upon his return. Yu Zhijiang added, "Even if Xiao Chen somehow manages to evade us and claim the top rank, Yun Feiyu won't let him off the hook. He's even more ruthless than us. How could he allow a newcomer to surpass him? No matter what, Xiao Chen is destined to be suppressed beneath us." Xiao Chen could discern the schemes of these individuals, but he didn't dwell on them too much. Apart from the enigmatic Yun Feiyu, he wasn't concerned about anyone else. In the face of absolute strength, all plans were futile. Xiao Chen's focus remained on continuously improving himself, striving to achieve his goals. Aware of the potential dangers ahead, he exchanged the quintessence gathering pills and other rank 8 medicinal pills he didn't need for superior grade spirit stones. Then, he purchased battle-useful rank 8 medicinal pills in the inner city, 3 for quintessence replenishment, 3 for injury treatment, and 3 for poison antidotes. With his preparations complete, Xiao Chen had depleted most of his superior-grade spirit stones. Holding the 3,000 contribution point mission sheet, he steeled himself before embarking on his journey. The loose cultivators Xiao Chen had to eliminate for the 2,000 contribution point missions were slightly stronger than the 7 black wind killers, but not by much. However, the target for the 3,000 contribution point mission was no ordinary bandit, he was notorious and elusive. Such infamous bandits roamed throughout the 108 provinces of the Tianwu domain, making them challenging to track down. They operated sporadically, engaging in grand thefts before vanishing without a trace, making them far more troublesome than the 7 black wind killers. Loose cultivators, also dubbed evil cultivators, were a rare breed in the Tianwu domain, with only 100 earning the title of notorious bandits. These mysterious individuals were ranked by information brokers, creating an evil cultivator ranking. Xiao Chen's latest mission, worth 3,000 contribution points, was to eliminate one of these notorious bandits, the 96th ranked loose cultivator, Lone Wolf. Described as a half-fiend with the bloodline of the White Wolf race, Lone Wolf possessed a formidable physical body and could transform into a full fiend at will. His strength allowed him to defeat late-stage medial-grade martial monarchs effortlessly. Moreover, Lone Wolf emanated a potent baleful aura, instilling fear and inducing illusions in those who encountered it, a challenge even for seasoned cultivators. Aware that disciples from other sects would also target Lone Wolf, Xiao Chen acknowledged them as formidable adversaries in this mission. 5 days later, after traversing several transportation formations and provinces, Xiao Chen arrived at Chusui Province, the smallest of the 18 southern provinces. Governed by a rank 7 sect led by a half-sage sect leader, Chusui Province offered ample opportunities for notorious bandits like Lone Wolf. Upon hearing news of Lone Wolf's emergence, the city lord of Heavenly Water City, the largest city in the province, took immediate action to protect its valuable resources, such as rare mines, merchant rivers, and spirit veins. Xiao Chen decided to take a moment to relax and treat himself to some food and wine at an inn near the city lord's residence in Heavenly Water City before embarking on his mission. The inn boasted 4 floors and a spacious atrium that offered a clear view from bottom to top. Seated on the 3rd floor, Xiao Chen could observe those above and below him. As he dined, Xiao Chen sensed the probing auras of several individuals, assessing him carefully. These individuals were quite formidable, with the weakest among them being late-stage medial-grade martial monarchs. Some had even reached the pinnacle of this stage. While the disparity between late-stage and peak late-stage medial-grade martial monarchs might seem slight, the gap in strength was significant. Xiao Chen estimated a 70% chance of defeating a late-stage medial-grade martial monarch, but his odds against a peak late-stage one dropped to 50-50, requiring extra caution. It was unlikely that Heavenly Water City would attract so many experts without reason. Xiao Chen surmised they were here for the same purpose as him. Despite appearing relaxed, Xiao Chen covertly used his spiritual sense to scrutinize the peak late-stage medial-grade martial monarchs, analyzing them meticulously. Having sensed Xiao Chen's cultivation, those who probed him withdrew their attention, displaying expressions of disdain. To them, a middle-stage inferior-grade martial monarch was inconsequential. Xiao Chen noticed their reactions but remained unfazed, continuing his assessment of the peak late-stage medial-grade martial monarchs. Near a window sat a man clad in elegant black attire, exuding charisma and refinement. He was a peak late-stage medial-grade martial monarch, accompanied by 2 late-stage counterparts. They appeared formidable. A similar trio occupied a table on the 4th floor, led by a charming girl in yellow attire. She too was a peak late-stage medial-grade martial monarch. Xiao Chen deduced that these individuals likely hailed from the Full Moon Pavilion and the Thousand Mystery sect, 2 other prominent rank 9 sects in the southern provinces, and were probably esteemed inner sect disciples.